Welcome to the Redvee TV preview show, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2019 season, as we look ahead to the round 20 clash against the Warrington Wolves. And it's another one of those weeks where Warrington try and pretend that they're relevant and that they're a big club and that they're better, like it's a bigger game than St Wigan. It's not. Let's get it out of the way.
That's it. I think Justin said in the press this week that they're second behind Wigan in rivalries. But I think with Wigan currently languishing in mid-table, I know the fans are saying that they're on a march up the league, but I don't know.
It doesn't say much about the league, really, does it?
No.
But yeah, St Wigan is the rivalry.
Yeah.
And to be honest, anybody else behind that's just whoever's doing well at the time and is competing with us.
Whether it's Leeds, Warrington.
If Warrington went down, suffering where Leeds were now, they'd be completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
As it is, the Wolves are waiting for a Super League title.
Yeah.
I'm glad they reminded us. And as one witty Saints fan put 64 years on the banner behind it. That said, we go there, top of the table, a chance to put, well, I was going to say clear daylight, but we've already got that, so massive daylight. You feel a win on Friday night could well probably seal top spot or give us a really good leg up towards it.
Yeah, we've got a couple of tough games coming up. Warrington away, Hull away.
Who are bang on form as well.
Yeah. And then a derby, sometimes throw form out the window. I mean, Good Friday was probably one of the exceptions to the rule there. But yeah, it's a couple of big games coming up. So this is a good point of the season to kind of show where we are. Thought against Leeds, we played against the opposition that was set out. We didn't have to get out of second gear. And I think that if Warrington come at us with more intensity, which you'd expect, Saints will match that.
Is this an opportunity for Saints to show what they can do? Because how many weeks now have we said we haven't got out of second gear, we haven't needed to? This might be a game where we need to go through the gears and we actually need to demonstrate that and show that we can do it when it matters. And we probably haven't had enough of those games this season.
I think that goes back to when you say it's an indictment on the league with Wigan making their way back through and Wigan being one of the... Well, they've started this season as one of the poorest Wigan teams in years, to be fair.
That's not to say the league isn't competitive.
But is it...
Because there's 10 terrible teams.
Yeah, is it competitive because people have evened out? Possibly.
A race to the bottom?
Yeah, is it because the standard has gone up? No, you'd say not. You'd say that obviously Saints are ahead of Warrington are ahead of Hull, and then you look down. I saw. I was having a look through the points difference, and there's only
4 now.
Yeah,
Wigan a +1.
Yeah, Wigan a +1, and you think the points difference. Yeah. I think that is
and for me, and we're talking about competitive. And everybody about Saints and Warrington probably are miles ahead of the rest of the minute. But you look at the teams who are fared and they've been drubbed. Massive scores. Yeah. They've all had massive scores put on them at some point or another.
Hull had 55 put on them by Huddersfield at Magic Weekend. We played Huddersfield 2 weeks ago, and I think they could have been there.
The worst team we've played
until midnight against no one out there, and they still wouldn't have scored a try.
No,
that's how bad they were.
So. Obviously, squad news this week then?
Yeah. Zeb Tyre obviously misses out with his dislocated shoulder, and Joseph Parlow comes straight in.
So
the
easy choice.
Yeah, that's it. Well, is it an easy choice for who's going to be playing in your second role?
Maybe not, but Parlow will be in the 17 ahead of Tyre. I think that might be the only change.
That will. I'd imagine so.
Assuming Mark Percival has overcome the hamstring injury. I don't think it was massive. I think probably maybe more precautionary. Especially after what happened earlier in the season where he went off at Wigan. I think as soon as he's maybe felt a bit of a niggle on that, you take him out the firing line because at the end of the day we didn't need him last Friday night.
And that's it. We've had a couple of people on social media. We asked what the best second role was and that we'd go with. Quite a few people going for Louis, some going for Joe Parlow coming straight in, some moving Morgan Knowles across. I probably wouldn't move Morgan Knowles across. I keep him at 13. Potentially go with Parlow because he's got a pair of hands on him. so might
Oh,
be able.
Morgan Knowles back in the squad this week.
No, he was.
Is he out?
He was.
Still out?
He was. No, he was in the 19-man
Okay,
squad last week.
But he'll
so
come back into the 17.
He'll come back into the 17.
I'm glad you pay attention to the squad news,
But,
Kev. That's why we have this show, so you can tell me what's happening in life.
But yeah, I'd probably have Paolo just because he's got a pair of hands on him, and he can give it out to his centre. We've had a couple of people on social media as well say, and one especially saying they give Josh Sim a goal over Matty Costello.
On what basis?
Well, I think it's a big call. If we're missing Percival and Tyre down that left-hand side, it's a big call to have a rookie in at centre, a complete rookie in at centre. Not only that, he's not going to get picked because he's in the 19-man squad for Lee in the AB Sundex 1895 Cup game, which is happening in about an hour and a half after this recording at Langtree Park.
Are we going?
Totally wicked. I'm going to go home for my tea once this is done.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I know people, and we've had a couple saying bring Costello in for Percival. You'd only do that
If
Percival's injured. Yeah.
Yeah, end of.
Yeah.
Warrington, their squad, any shocks? Will Ryan Atkins get a game?
No. Luther.
Shame.
Well, the Luther Burrell one is probably the shock because when they signed him, they said he was available from the 1st of July. Now, as far as I'm aware, the 1st of July is Monday.
Yeah.
So they must have brought it forward. If his season's ended a bit earlier through Northampton, I think he was at getting knocked out of their playoffs.
Or potentially, is it the 1st of July and they're just pretending?
Yeah,
I know none of us have actually realised that's the date.
Yeah, but
Playing.
Yeah, will he play?
Playing.
Well, it's going to go one of two ways. We've literally just said it before we've started filming that he could have a brilliant game, or he's going to end up, I don't know,
Blown for tugs after 20 minutes.
trying to lay the ball behind him instead of playing it.
Yeah. Play him, please, play him.
I know he's got a history really of playing rugby league in his youth days, but
I can't see him playing against us. You don't introduce him against a big club.
Well, that's it. I mean, we've brought centres into big games. Josh Jones, I think, made his debut away at Warrington.
But was that necessity
But
rather than...
that was a necessity rather than anything else. It was, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they played him. But I think if I was coach at Warrington, I'd stick with tried and tested.
Predictions for Friday night then?
I think Saints are legit. I think, you know what, one of the big battles that I think will come from the game is it's going to be interesting to see how Aaron Smith stacks up against Darrell Clark, because Darrell Clark is arguably the form hooker in Super League at the moment. Aaron Smith's got to obviously just stand up to him. I want to see a couple of scoots from dummy half, so quick play of the ball, which obviously with Ben Thaler in charge hopefully we'll get, fingers crossed. But yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see how he goes, because if Darrell Clark bosses the game and Blake Austin can get his hands on the ball, then Saints will start struggling. The one thing I do want to see...
No, I don't think we'll struggle at all.
No,
I think defensively we're solid.
I didn't say we'd struggle. I said we'll start struggling if them two start
hit the 15 seconds back and see what he said.
We'll start struggling, and then you start jumping in again.
We won't
Big
struggle.
interrupted.
I honestly... Shut up. Who invited you on this show? Get out. I can't see us struggling. I think we'll win.
I think
handsomely.
But you
I think we're talking about St and Warrington being a class above.
You're saying this.
Warrington are mildly above.
I'll stick this if in again. If Darrell Clark and Blake Austin start getting their hands on the ball,
okay,
that. Okay, all right. So we have an off night.
Saints by 20. Easy.
I think Saints by 8.
Yeah, I think we'll demonstrate on Friday night that once again Saints are the class above the Super League. There's the meme for you if we lose.
They're the two that we've got to watch out for, and I'd like to see Blake Austin take a legal but big hit early in the game to see if he goes hiding again like he does in most games when he gets a decent hit, because he doesn't want to know after that.
Other news this week then, Saints Wigan in a couple of weeks' time will not be televised. What are you going to do, Kev?
Well, go to the game.
Oh yeah, right, okay. For me, if you go to the game, why is it an issue?
Could be better for the club financially.
It will be.
Yeah, because rather than getting 14,000 on, they might end up full house. Concessions being taken.
2,000 or 3,000 coming out the alehouse, spending that money on pints in the ground, and they may enjoy it enough that they might actually come back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't see an issue with it.
I can't work out why you wouldn't want to come anyway. It's only an issue if the game sells out and people can't get tickets.
I think the issue on the wider scale is probably that Saints Wigan is such an iconic game, and if you're just a casual fan of Super League, you might not know that Leeds and Hull KR are in a bit of a dogfight, and I suppose that's the flip argument with it.
Arguably, how much floating viewers does Super League actually get? I reckon it's probably a niche viewing anyway, that you watch rugby league because you're a rugby league fan.
Or you just catch it on the chance, possibly. Or watch a Saints Wigan game because it's a big game.
I believe it's 31 years, 1988. I was going to say I was still in nappies then, but I was 4. I hope I wasn't.
Probably was.
31 years since a Saints Wigan game at St Helens in a league game wasn't on TV. I think we've done pretty well there.
Yeah.
Now, does it say a lot for rugby league as a whole that there's never been anything that would prevent Saints Wigan being on TV before? I'm quite glad that there's other competitive games, not it what we've just been saying earlier, that the crap.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
But it's a more important game, arguably, than Saints Wigan.
In the scheme of the league, it is.
Yeah.
It is a more important game.
Saints could potentially have a top 2 slot sewn up if they win against Warrington and Hull before we play Wigan.
Yeah.
So why would you put us at the top of the table against a mid-table side like Wigan, who will probably drub when...
You're confident tonight?
I'm confident.
Be drinking.
From the fountain of confidence.
I don't think that's the thing either.
No.
Yeah, no,
but
I get the point. I get the point. There are games which are probably more of an interest to the kind of casual, rather than just floating rugby league fan, the casual one who might not go to games, might be all paid up with a Sky subscription, and possibly want to see Leeds go down. And that's the more interesting story, that Leeds could go down.
May I just point out, if it's another 31 years before a Saints Wigan home league game isn't on TV, me and you'll be collecting our, well, close, I won't, you will, be collecting your pension.
I will, yeah.
And I'll be hopefully collecting pension, that's if we're not dead.
Thanks for that, nice and cheerful.
But there you go, I think we've done pretty well, 31 years on the bounce.
Yeah.
I've seen some people saying Sky TV, they're a disgrace. How dare they not show us? But you know what? I really hope, and I have joked about people getting out the house, but there is a massive following in this town who watch and basically have Saints season tickets in the pub.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going Saints because they can't afford it, because they're spending the ticket money in the pub. It'd be nice for them to, do you know what? Come and experience a game live, get involved in building atmosphere, and you might just enjoy it enough that you want to come back. So yeah, it's a win-win for me.
Is this where we start complaining about the big game? Charlie's can we stand in where we do? Where were you at Wakefield at home is my usual.
Dave Mitchell's been a few games this year.
I'll let you speak to him on that Friday. On Better Friday, as I'm going to call it, not Bad Friday.
I've seen better strap lines than that to advertise the game.
Anyway,
I'm just going back to that. If it's not Good Friday, if it's Bad Friday, does that mean we're going to get beat?
it looks like we've turned it in, doesn't it? I suppose the thing is, it's going to be bad for Wigan. But call it Better Friday, make it a carnival, make it a...
Who cares about Wigan?
Exactly.
It's all about us.
Exactly.
Carnival Friday.
That's it. Why make it Better Friday?
Better Friday.
Yeah.
And what could be better than beating Wigan at home? On your stag do day. Are you going to remember it?
Yes.
Not if it ends up like Dusseldorf.
Yeah, well.
I think that's about it for this week.
Ladies team.
Oh, yes indeed.
Speaking of Saints Wigan, on Sunday at the Totally Wicked at 12 o'clock, Saints women's team beat the Wigan ladies team even by 36 points to 0. And to be honest, they were miles the better team as well.
Considering Wigan were champions last year as well.
Yeah, I mean Wigan were missing a few, but you can only play what's in front of you. And again, say form goes out the window. But Saints were imperious. The defence was impeccable.
Pantomime villain in the Wigan side?
Yeah, in Gemma Walsh, pantomime villain got booed by the crowd, which was a decent little crowd over there. People People are whinging about no Sunday rugby. Well, there was a game for you at the Totally Wicked Stadium. They had the bars open, well, the concourse was open. So
And Wigan got smashed.
yeah, and Wigan got smashed. So all
Happy
good.
days.
And
Semi-final coming, Leeds Rhinos
Leeds
at
Rhinos,
home.
Yeah.
Now Saints are now the only side it left in the competition who will be playing in the men's semi-finals on the same day at the Bolton Stadium. So they've put the women's final first, potentially having the Saints side in, and the Saints side last. Brilliant organising from the RFL.
Yeah, you've got to be in your bonnet about that, haven't you?
Honestly, put the women's final first, especially with Saints potentially being there. Saints men's second, and then people would have stayed for the Warrington Hull game.
Yeah,
As it is.
There's ifs and buts because Leeds are formidable.
How many Warrington and Hull fans are going to stay and watch Saints hammer Halifax? Let's be honest.
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
They might stick about for a bit. Hope Halifax can get an early scoring.
Moan. Negative Redvee TV. Have you had any grief last week? Not yet.
I've not seen any. No.
I'll find some.
Yeah.
Right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.